FightNGear here. Headed to the range today with several guns, a few borrowed, a few of my own. This one is a Kahr K9. This is a small 9, but still, I mean, in the world of very small autos anymore, it's kind of more of a mid-size. It's a steel frame, good heavy gun. The gun is clear. I checked it before I started the video, but I check it again just so everybody knows. This belongs to my friend Greg that I shoot with quite a bit. I think I may have mentioned this in another video. Greg favors the rubber grips and the addition of some of the rubber grip tapes. This one does not have tape on the grip because it is a rubber grip. It does have some on the forestrap there, and you know, he really likes that. I don't use it. He shoots better than me. I should probably pay more attention to what he does. The Kahrs have a tremendous trigger. I'm going to test this one. Yeah, it is single strike. I noticed that with another Kahr. It's like the other one that I tested earlier. It's just it's got a nice long smooth trigger. It does not load up. It has a very nice big slide release. It has nice big sights, and this one has, instead of 3-dot, has a line and a dot. It's a nice hefty gun. This would be a real good gun for a guy that was looking for a gun that, you know, could be a carry gun, but at the same time he wanted one that was big enough and solid enough that it made a good house gun. I could see this having a great place as that kind of all-around gun. If I was going to carry every day and that was my main use, I might go with a lighter gun. If I was only going to have it in the closet, or, you know, carry it in a pouch in the car, something like that, I might go for a bigger gun. But I can see a guy that's, especially a guy that's just going to invest in one gun, I can see this filling both needs really good. Like I said, maybe not the best on either end, but as kind of an all-around gun, I can see it being a tremendous one. But this is the Kahr K9 all-steel version, a little bit bigger than the other Kahr that I shot, and I'm going to see how it does. I'm also, on this one, I'm not real familiar with it. It's a gun I borrowed, so I'm going to step up to 5 yards and shoot it as well, just like I said, because I'm not as familiar with it. Gun's clear. Not bad. All in the head. Not particularly tight. Never shot that gun before. Man, it's got an incredibly good, smooth trigger. It's a little long for, you know, after shooting. I've been shooting some M&Ps today, which have a little shorter, heavier trigger. This one's actually a little lighter and a lot smoother. It's just a little bit long, but like I said, that's not bad. Those are all in the head. I shot that at 5 yards. I'm going to try the Kahr K9 one more time before I'll go home, just to see if I can get a little better group with it. I'm going to shoot in the head where I was before. We'll see how this one does.
They're all steel.
Gun's clear. Still not a particularly great group. Kahr's probably going to come and take this gun and tell me I can never borrow it again. It's not terrible, but I know this gun will shoot better than that. But I actually missed the head a couple times there, but then I got a lot of them in, so That's 14 rounds total. Greg wants to show me how the Kahr shoots because I wasn't doing very well with it, and he feels like that wasn't a good representation of the gun. So he's going to shoot for me here. I can see why he was kind of annoyed at me, turning in a pretty pathetic group when you can see what that Kahr will actually do when somebody knows how to use it. He shot it quite a bit more than I have. I haven't shot it much at all, but that aside, he's just a better shot than me too. But anyway, that's quite impressive, and that'll give you an idea what that gun will do once you get used to it. Okay, I'm back after a fun range day. Did a little good shooting, a little bad shooting. That's kind of the story of my life. But earlier I had mentioned that I was going to shoot a few of my buddy's guns. This is the Kahr K9 all steel. It, I didn't shoot it particularly well. Greg actually stepped in and let me see just exactly what it would do when somebody's used to it. I'm not used to the gun. I'm not making excuses. I mean, he's a better shot than me anyway, but this is it's a tremendous gun. It feels great. I mean, any of those that I fired, any of the rounds I fired would have been a fight stopper. I mean, would have been plenty good for defending a guy's home. I'm not a target shooter anyway, and then like I say, this one, I didn't shoot it particularly well, but as Greg showed you, the gun's capable of amazing accuracy. I mean, he was stacking them in a 50-cent piece. One of the things I don't think I touched on earlier that I was real fond of out there was just how big the trigger guard is. Man, this thing has a ton of room. I mean, if I was wearing, double check that again, if I was wearing gloves or whatever, I mean, there's a ton of room in this thing, and I really like that. I liked the weight. It was a real good for recoil. Like I say, I don't have any doubt if I took this to the range and spent a little time with it, that I would be able to shoot groups close to what Greg shoots. I mean, like I say, in general, he outshoots me a little bit, but it's just a tremendous gun. And I mean, I wholeheartedly recommend one of these, especially if a guy's just looking for kind of an all-around multi-purpose gun that's small enough to carry, but solid enough and heavy enough to absorb that recoil and be a good house gun. One thing, it does not have a rail, so if you're wanting a laser or a light, you would need to buy the Crimson Trace style grip type or the laser light sight type, because it does not have a rail. That wouldn't make any difference to me. I mean, I have a lot of guns with rails and a lot of guns without. I always buy my 1911s without. Like I say, several of my Glocks are early enough, they did not have rails. But, that is one thing to keep in mind if you were specifically wanting a rail. That would be something to think about with this gun. Like I say, man, if I was stuck with one gun, this would be one that I would strongly consider as my just all-around gun, though. It was a tremendous gun. I'm going to get off here and quit rambling. But anyway, like I say, take a good hard look at this if you're wanting a good solid steel, small to mid-sized gun in 9mm. It's a tremendous gun.